Good night, all. How are you all doing? Just getting myself set up here for the live stream. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Holistically Transform channel. Tonight, I'll just be answering questions, one question per person. I'll be doing the first 9 people for free. So if you have a question, go ahead and type. I'll be using Spirit as well as cards, different types of decks I have here. So depending on your question will depend on what type of deck I use. And as I use the decks, I will go through which deck I'm using and why I'm using it. After the 9 people, it will then be a $9 per question. I will be on till midnight. So we have until midnight. Between the readings, I will just talk about whatever in between the readings. So let's get started. So if you have a question, go ahead and put it in the chat box. Remember, as the first 9 people will be for free. And then after that, it will be $9, which you can cash app to Health is a Priority, or you can Zelle to Holistically Transform at yahoo.com. You can also check out my website at holisticallytransform.link. I also put in the chat box where you're logging in from, where you're watching from. I would love to see where you're streaming in from or watching from. Hazy, thank you for watching. You're watching from, I would love to see where you're streaming in from or watching from. You're watching from, I would love to see where you're streaming in from or watching from. You're watching from, I would love to see. All right, so I'm using this Restream app, so I'm just trying to see how can I get the Facebook comments on it. So if you have a question, go ahead and put your question down and I'll be gladly to answer it. Remember, just the first 9 people get get a one question answer for free. All right, I got my first question from Z. Will I be ready for a new chapter of love in a healthy relationship in 2023? So this is really like 2, 3 questions into one. So we can ask, will you be ready for a new love in 2023? Or will you be in a healthy relationship in 2023? So let me know which question you like better, and then I can go ahead and ask. One thing is you have to make sure you ask a concise, clear question so that you can get back a clear answer. Because if you ask a confusing question, then will get a confusing answer. So just clarify for me, Zakia, and I would be gladly to answer that question for you. We can also, we'll basically phrase it in a yes or no question. So let me know, and I will go ahead and ask that for you. Hey, Monet, how are you? Let me know if you have a question. I'm doing the first 9 people. I have one person already, so you will be number 2 if you have a question. Will I find true love in 2023? All right, Zakia, I'm going to go ahead and ask that. And that will be basically a yes or no question. So I'm using the Lenormand cards. These give me answers straight away. Um, don't beat around the bush. So that's why I love these cards. They are awesome for prediction. So, will Zakia, let me go back to the question so I can phrase it correctly. So, will Zakia find true love in 2023? I asked her spirit guides, her guardian angels, her ancestors who have walked through the white light. Will she find love in 2023? New love in 2023. A card came out. So let's see. All right. So let's see. So usually I pull either 3 or 5, but I'm going to pull 3. So will Zakia find love in 2023? All right. All right. I thought they were ready to answer, but look like they're not. Let's see. Will Zakia find love 2023? So you may just have to pick. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All righty. So I got a neutral answer. What it does show is that you may meet someone while traveling. It will possibly be an older gentleman, but you have to be careful because it may be some slickness involved in that meeting of this older gentleman. So yes, you may possibly meet someone, but you will probably have to be careful, and it will be an older gentleman, and you possibly will meet this gentleman through traveling. So by traveling. So that's the answer that I got for you. All right. Zakia, let me know if you have any questions. So your true love will be, let me ask that again because we said true love. So I'm going to just ask that again. Okay. So will Zakia find true love in 2023? Okay. Will Zakia find true love in 2023? Well, we kind of got half of the answer, but we want to know, will you find true love in 2023? All right. So let's Zakia find true love in 2023? Let's find true love 2023. All right, Zakia. I'm getting a no. I got the fox again, which shows like some type of slickness involved. Mountain, which means some type of blockage. And key is the solution. So I would say 2023 may not be the year. However, you will date. And like I said, it will be someone you will meet while traveling, and it'll be an older gentleman. Just make sure you be careful. Um, and I'm getting a key at the end, so it does tells me that there is a solution in play. So maybe you will find love in 2023. It's all in on you, depending upon you. But just be careful because you can come across someone that's being slick and sly. So just be on the watch for that. Especially if it's an older gentleman while you meet when traveling. So I would definitely watch out for that. All right, Monet. Will I ever fall in love again? I feel like I'm ready, but am I ready? All right, Monet. So I have is one question. So I can ask, will you ever fall in love again, or are you ready to fall in love again. So let's see. Which one would you like? Will you fall in love, or are you ready to fall in love? Let me know. I have so many streams going right now. I don't know. So let me know, Monet, which question would you like? No problems, Zakia. Yeah, just focus on dating in 2023. There may be many lessons that you can learn with dating. So just focus on dating and yeah, loving yourself more. That's always a good thing to do, even in a relationship. So that's good focus there. And I think Monet left. If she comes back, then she can clarify which question she would like to ask. So I already cleaned the environment. I already did a sacred prayer that we get the answers that we're seeking tonight. If you see smoke in the background, it's just the incense burning. So tonight, well, I did sage before the reading just to prepare the room and get out any negative energy and bring in positive energy. So I already cleaned the room with the sage, and tonight I'm just burning an incense, if you can see, while we chat tonight. And then I have a candle burning. So it's funny that people are asking about love because I have a candle burning, which is vanilla and patchouli, I think you call it, the Bath and Body. So I have that burning as well. So it may be a love night. We'll see. We'll see. Yes, it's always important to love yourself. A lot of times we get in relationships and we don't know what it is to love ourselves, but yet we're asking someone else to love us. So I mean, besides a parent, a loved one, a family member, how can another person that you don't know really love you the way you want to be loved if you don't know how to love yourself? So I encourage each and every one of you to learn what it is. What is your love language? That will be the first step. Find out what is your love language. It's a wonderful book where you can actually take an assessment to find out what is your love language. I believe there's 5: physical touch, active service, words of affirmation, gifts, and quality time are the 5. So you can Google love language assessment test, and you can take the test and find out what's your love language, and that will be definitely a great place to start at. Sometimes we love people the way that we want to be loved and not necessarily how they want to be loved, and that what sometimes can create misunderstanding in relationships. So it's definitely important to know your love language and what actions and things make you feel love. So that way you're able to communicate that with someone that you're involved with. So definitely it's always important to love yourself. It's also important to spend time with yourself. We want people to spend time with us and be with us, but then we don't spend time with ourselves. I know a lot of people say, oh no, I could never, take myself out to eat or take myself to the movies. And why not? If you can't spend time with yourself, why would you want someone else to spend time with you? So definitely, just try taking yourself to breakfast in the morning or lunch. Take a book to read, or you can chat with your friends while you're at lunch. Oh, thank you, Zakia. I just got them done today. Yeah, just got them done today. It's good to have nice nails when you're dealing with cards because that's where people tend to focus at. So I'm waiting some more people. If you're watching and you have a question, don't be afraid. You can put down a question. If you want to be anonymously, just let me know. And then I won't say your name. And then I'll just ask the question. So I'm going back between Facebook and YouTube. So if you have a question, let me know which format you're coming from, either Facebook or YouTube, and I'll answer the question. So far I had 2 people. So right now I'll just put one person down. So I have 8 more people that I can provide a free answer to for one question. So let me just refresh these pages. Ew, I think I stopped my YouTube stream. I think I stopped the YouTube stream. All right. If you have a question, go ahead and put it down. I won't mention your name if you don't want me to. Just let me know if you just want me to say the question, not your name, and I can do that. I have 8 people that can get a free answer to one question. And if you're watching on YouTube, I tried to reload my page, so I'm trying to get back to the video. So as soon as I can get this back up on YouTube. All right, maybe I have to redo this. So let me just redo this quickly. And if you have a question, just go ahead and put it in a chat box and I will definitely answer it. All right, so if you have a question, just go ahead and put it in the chat box. And I have the YouTube back up. Okay, so now YouTube is back up. So let me go to Facebook. Does anyone have a question? Hey Sky, how you doing? I miss you. I will be down in like 2 weeks, so hopefully we can link up if you're not busy. I know I didn't get to see you last time I was down, but hopefully I get to see you this time. All right, no one has a question. Okay. All right, Sky, I'm gonna hold you to that. You saying absolutely, so I'm going to definitely hold you to that. All righty. So, does anyone have a question? Go ahead and put it down. I have several decks that I'm using tonight. I'm using the Lenormand deck, which is the prediction deck. So I use this predict, or I also use this for yes or no questions. The first question I did was a yes or no question. So I typically use this deck for yes or no. I use my Oracle deck if the question requires more of a guidance answer, then I would use my Oracle deck. I also have an astrology deck, so I tend to use those for people who are into astrology and can understand astrology. I would use that deck, but it all depends on what question you have, and then I decide which deck to use. So if you do have a question and you want me to use a certain deck, please let me know. I'll be happy to do that. So I already showed you the Lenormand deck, which is great when you want a quick answer right away to kind of predict the future. Then you have the Rider Waite deck, which is your typical original deck, the one that everyone or typically most people start out with. So this is a simple deck. And then I have the Wisdom of the Oracle. So this is a new deck of mine. This is an Oracle deck, as the name reads. And then I have the Crystal Mandela deck. This is my favorite deck so far. So this is a Oracle deck as well, but it talks about the archangels. It talks about the goddess. It also talks about the ascended masters. So that's why I love this deck, and it incorporates different stones. So that's also a remedy that can help with what situation you may be going through. So that's great. Another deck I have is messages from the archangels. So that this is this deck, and they usually have a message at the bottom. It comes with a book. So if you want more information, you can read the book. And usually the archangels are associated with twin flames. They also associated with the chakras, the different chakras that we have. So I can use this deck if someone wants a chakra reading. That will be a good deck as well. And then the last deck, I have several decks, but I'm only using a few tonight. The next deck I have is the astrology deck. So if you're into astrology and you understand it, then I have the astrology deck as well. So because I do have a couple of people that do astrology that follows me, so I have that deck as well. And I thought I'd bring it out tonight. So I'll be on for another 35 minutes. So if you have a question, please don't hesitate to ask. There's no question that's too tough unless, you don't want to know the answer, then don't ask. All right. So let's see. We have a question from Sky. Will I be at this job much longer? All right. So I'm going to use the Lenormand because that's a straight yes or no answer. So will Sky be at her current job in the next 3 months? So will Sky stay at her current job or be in her current job in the next 3 months? I asked her spirit guides. I asked her guardian angels to provide her with a clear answer as to if she will still be at her current job in the next 3 months. Okay. All right, so let's see. I typically close my eyes when I ask the question just because I like to connect with spirit. I like to clear my mind when I'm doing it and just really focus on the question and visualize the question. So, will Sky via her current job in the next 3 months. It's good to give time frames on the questions because you get a clearer answer. So that's why I typically would do 3 months, unless you specify. So will Sky be at her current job in the next 3 months? Job in the next 3 months. All right, one more card. Let's see. I'm guessing you're ready to leave your job. So if you're ready to leave, just leave. But let's see here. All right. So will you be at your job in the next 3 months? All right. So I got a yes. However, you will be presented with options for a new start. So it will depend on you whether or not you take that new start. Um, the job may involve travel. The job may involve a relocation, so maybe a move. So I don't know if you're applying to other jobs that's either not near your house or in the place you stay, or maybe it's a job that will require traveling. Let me know. So it seemed like yes, you may still be at your current job in the next 3 months, but again, the decision is yours because it seemed like you will have an option for a new start, is whether or not you take it. So it's in your hands, Sky. So let me know if that makes sense. I'm not sure if you've been applying for new jobs, but it does look like you will be presented a new option with a job that involves travel, or it may involve water, shipping maybe, but I think it's more of traveling. So let me know if that's something that you can relate to. All right. So that's why I love the Lenormands. They just straightforward, no beating around the bush. All right, I have all these streams going. Let me see. Let me check my YouTube. All right, so how? All right, so let me go back to the live stream. Yeah, no problems, guys. So definitely just apply for jobs. The option to be there, and it's up to you whether or not you will take it. And tell Monet if she wants her question to get back on, because I see she left. So I don't want to answer the question without her being on. So we went over the decks. If you have any questions about how to use the decks, or um, what you can use it for, definitely ask, and I'll be happy to share that information with you. They are great, I don't know, for everyday use, really. I use them, well, almost every day, not really every day. It all depends. Sometimes I use them to practice. So I will ask, like, what will happen today? So sometimes I'll choose one card, sometimes I'll choose 3 cards. It all depends. And then I'll see, what happened throughout my day. And then when I get home at the end of the day, I would sit down and review the cards and see if that is what occurred throughout my day. And I would say about 9 out of 10 times is correct on the prediction. So that's one way I use it. I use the cards another way when I'm confused, or I need some type of guidance, I'm not sure what to do, I will use the cards to ask those questions. Or if I need some more like more insight about a situation, I will also use the cards for those as well. So I use the cards for various reasons and various things. I also do this professionally, so I use the cards for my clients as well. And if you would like a personal session, you can go to my website at holisticallytransform.link and check out my services page, and it will show you the cost of everything. And if you have any questions, you could definitely email me, reach out to me. All of my information is there on holisticallytransform.link. You can also follow me on Instagram as well as Facebook at Holistically Transform. And you can also subscribe to my YouTube, and don't forget to hit the bell notification. That way you can be notified when I'm doing live streams or if I'm doing videos. I will start doing videos soon, probably in December, just of general readings. I may do it for every sign. I think I had a video for, I think it was the solar eclipse for every sign, but I did not post it. Um, so I may post that video because the solar eclipse that we had recently, well, the partial solar eclipse that we had, it is good for 6 months. So I'm actually will post that video tomorrow. And for every sign, I say what you can expect for the next 6 months. So I'll be posting that video tomorrow. So definitely tune in for that. Hey, Takia. Hey, boo. I was about to say, who is that? Then I looked at your beautiful picture. I'm like, oh, yeah. Any upcoming trips? Let me know if you have a question. You'll be the third one. So, doing 9 people for tonight before I start charging. So I'll try to do these readings, live readings on the weekends, on Friday and Saturday nights. I may do daytime, I'm not sure, but for now, I plan to do them Friday and Saturday nights for at least an hour. I'm just trying different methods, different times to see, which time works for most of my peeps that follow me on my social media and my pages and my YouTube. So I'll be playing around with the times. I'll definitely get better with advanced warnings and not the day of, um, on when will I do live readings. I will try to do as many as I can as we approach the holidays, just because people typically have questions and concerns. This is also a time where depression is really high. So if I can be there to provide any guidance to someone, I just want to be available. So you may see me have more live streams now during the holidays. And I will try to do recorded videos on different themes. So just again, subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell notification so that you can be notified when I am doing a live stream or when I put out a regular video. So I will be on for another 24 minutes. So if you have any question, please don't hesitate to type it in the comment section. Let me see on YouTube. I don't know what's going on with YouTube tonight. Also, I have a book that will give you 4 steps on how to get into your chosen career, the career that's for you. You could check out my Facebook group. I actually have a Facebook group. You can check that out. I will be having a course coming up. So if you feel like you can't read the book and follow the steps on your own, um, I will be starting a course soon for that. I plan to probably start it maybe the first of the year, if not around December 15th. So definitely look out for that. Well, you will have one-on-one access to me about every 2 weeks. So if you are looking to change career or you just want to know what is your purpose, definitely check out my group for that for more information, which will be coming soon. Right. If you have a question, don't hesitate to ask. I have some more room on the free list. I only did 2 people. So that leaves 7 people that can ask me a question for free. 1 question. And if you would like, you can also tell me which deck you would like for me to use when you send me your question, and I can use that deck because I have several decks that I'm using. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 5 decks. So we can definitely get an answer for you tonight. And when I answer the questions, I don't like hold back any information. So I would say be prepared to hear the answer that's given. I don't believe in like if you ask a question and I, it's something that you're expecting a yes and I get a no, I will tell you that it's a no, but I will say, why it's a no and how can you change that no to a yes. That's one thing I like about the cards is it's not definitely, it is just kind of like a prediction of what can happen. But at the end of the day is your will. So you can change that. And we can ask the cards that as well on how can you change the fate of things happening. Sometimes it's just about a mental mind frame. So it's about having a positive outlook, having a positive attitude. That alone can help change, turn a situation around. It's the way you think about it. So also keep that in mind as well. But I typically will give you advice when I answer a question. I like to know, am I putting something out that is making people that I am close to take me for granted? So I will ask the cards that, but I'm going to answer that. So one thing I have learned is we have to be there for people. Well, you don't have to, but if you choose to be a kind person and be there for someone and help someone out, we have to do it with no attachments. So what does that mean? That means doing something for someone and not expecting anything in return. So that means that if you do, let's say, I don't know, you give someone a ride somewhere and then they turn around and spit in your face, you have to be okay with that because you're not really expecting anything. You're doing it out of the kindness of your heart. This probably was a bad example, but you're doing it out of the kindness of your heart. So if you, let's say you have a car and the person, your friend, don't have a car, and you're taking them to work every day for like a month. And then for some reason, 6 months later down the line, your car breaks down. And now your friend who you took to work 6 months before now has a car and you ask them to give you a ride and they say no. Most people will get very upset because they was like, what? I was there for you 6 months ago and now you can't be there for me. Well, that means that you did that for them 6 months ago, expecting something back in return. And we supposed to live life without having attachments. So that's rule number one. I think if you try to practice that attitude, then people won't take you for granted because it wouldn't matter. You're doing something out of the kindness of your heart. So now I will ask the question. So my question I will ask will be I'd like to know, am I putting something out that is making people that I'm close? So we can ask, why do people, and I'll probably have to use another deck, the Oracle deck. Let me just see which one. Okay, so we'll use the Wisdom of Oracle. So I'm going to pull one card to see why people close to you tend to take you for granted. That also means that you need to change your circle. That's what Spirit is telling me. You need to change your circle of friends that you're around. Okay. Uh, I've always been told that if you're the smartest person in your group, you need to find a new group. So that may or may not pertain to you, but what Spirit is telling me is you need to change your circle of friends and get more dependable friends, more friends that's like-minded like yourself. That's what Spirit is telling me, but I'm still going to pull a card, and I want to ask more of an advice question. So how can you have discernment when it comes to choosing friends? That's the question I'm going to ask. So I asked Takia spirit guides, guardian angels to give us a clear, concise answer as to what is the route Takia can take to make sure she used discernment when choosing friends, when choosing people to get close to. I pray that you give us a clear answer and what will be her guidance. Okay. So let's see. And this is a new deck, so I may have to read the book. All right. So how can you, oh, card came right out. Okay. Okay. It says, come to the edge. So I'm going to show you your card. I'm going to actually read the book on this one because this is a new deck that I have. Let's see. Come to the edge. All right. Okay, so it's about courage, taking a leap of faith, overcoming fear, and accepting risk. So I think what this goes back to is listening to your heart and soul and not your head. So what I would say is that you need to listen to your intuition when you choose to have someone as a friend. Listen to the intuition. If your intuition is telling you that this is someone that you should, not get close to, or you should not help out because they will take advantage of you, listen to that intuition. Listen to that inside voice. Spirit is also telling me that you are a great person that can read energies. So read a person's energy, and that will let you know whether or not that person will take advantage of you. Spirit is telling me that ahead of time that um people around you are going to take advantage of you, but you still do it. You do it. You do things for people. Spirit is telling me out of kindness of your heart, but you also do it knowing that they're going to take advantage of you. But it's like you putting them through a test to see, okay, I think this person will take advantage of me. Let me do this for them and then let me see the outcome. And usually your intuition is always right. That person does end up taking advantage of you. So it's about you having courage. It's about you having faith. It's about you listening to that intuition. Um, and not, hoping for the best out of people, but actually reading people, because that's your gift, is picking up on people energies. So let me know if you can relate to that answer, because that's the answer that I got for you from the card and from spirit. So let me know if that's something that you can relate to. And I will be on for another 12 minutes. Perfect. You can definitely relate to that. Yep. So just listen to your intuition, read the energies, and if it's something that you can afford to lose. I like, my motto is I don't lend people money unless I can lose it. So if I can't drop $500 on the street and feel bad about it, then I don't have $500 to let someone borrow, because it's not guaranteed that that person is going to give me back $500. Anything can happen. So definitely just listen to your intuition on things and go from there. And I think you'll be fine. And also practicing non-attachment to people is also great as well. Hard to do, but it'll help you out in the long run. I'm gonna drink some water. Some people may ask, how do I know how many cards to choose when I'm asking a question, or how many cards do I pull? I just go based off what spirit is telling me. So sometimes it could be 3, sometimes it could be 5, sometimes it could be 1. I'm just in the energy, and that's why it's good to really clean their environment that you in, clean out the negative energy. It's good to say a prayer. I always say a prayer before I do these readings, as well as when I work with my clients. I always say a prayer. And I just, wish the best, and that I'm able to give my client the message that they need to hear, they need to receive from God. Also, during the session, I also will have something burning to keep the energies clear and pure, so that, spirit, clean spirit, positivity can keep flowing through the environment. Um, People say, oh, spirituality and religion. I just go with spirituality just because I don't like to discriminate against the different religions. But for most people, you can feel energies. You can feel energies. So that's what it's kind of all about with doing these readings. It's about just paying attention to every fiber in your body, and just being open to get the messages. So, like, for example, if you walk into a room, you can tell if the room is uptight. You can tell if the people are, maybe had an argument. You can feel those energies. And so that's what it's about when you're doing these readings. Like, let's say you want to go and get a deck for yourself. You just start, like, for example, I said that was a new deck. So I can look at the card. Like, let's say we look back at the card. Let me see. It was 36. So we look back at the card. If you have a question, just put it in the chat box and I'll definitely get to it. So the card was 36 and the woman was on the edge of a cliff. So that's about courage, taking a leap on faith. Where is the card? So you can look at the card and the first thought. So this was the card, right? So you see the lady, she's right there, but you see the rose petals, the heart. So that tells you she's probably going to jump, but have faith in her jump. But however, if you see, she's looking backwards, right? And then it says, come to the edge. So you can look at a card and your intuition will start speaking to you. And then that's the message. Sometimes your intuition may not speak to you or you may question it. So most decks have a book to go with it. So you can look up the meaning of the card in the book until you familiarize yourself with the deck. Like I said, this is a new deck for me. So I just wanted to verify the card meaning. But sometimes I answer a question when it's first asked based off, sometimes spirit gives me the answer right away. And then I give you that answer. Sometimes spirit doesn't give me the answer. So I will just pull cards. So you will see a variety of both. If you're watching a replay of this video, you will see the variety of both. And, no way is good or no way is bad. It all depends on you and what's the energy when you're doing the reading. All right, so I have 7 more minutes and I will be on next Friday. Yes, next Friday I'll be on. And I'll be on possibly the same time, or I may come on a little early at 10 p.m. But I'll definitely put up a message probably on Wednesday on exactly when will I come on. So let's see. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put in a chat box. All right, UK Living, do you have a question? You obviously came here for a reason. Not sure either, but if you have a question, I'll be glad to answer. If you have a question, please put it in the chat box. I have about 5 more minutes before I log out. The replay will be available on the different social media outlets. So it'll be available on YouTube, Facebook, for you to go back and rewatch. I'm going to play some music. So I would like to say thank you, namaste, for watching, for participating, for those who asked questions. And I will be back on next Friday, maybe a little early, maybe 10 p.m. I also will be possibly putting videos out on YouTube throughout the week. So look out for those videos. Go ahead and subscribe to Holistically Transform and hit the bell notification. That way you can get notified when I put up new videos. Happy holidays and have a wonderful, wonderful good night. God bless you.